Charlotte team on a 5-game road trip now with 4 straight losses. They entered tonight third in the Eastern Conference, but that L dropped them to 6th. The Hornets were without Kemba Walker, fell to the Boston Celtics. Do you think the Hornets belong in the conversation among the top teams in the East?
They don't. Elite and Hornets do not go together. Here's the thing about the Charlotte Hornets, right? You want to bring the Charlotte Hornets home to meet your parents. They're steady. They don't stay out late. They'll cook. They'll clean for you. They'll make sure your bed's made every day. They do all the little things. They share the basketball. They make open shots. They defend. They're not going to be out till 4 a.m. popping bottles. They don't have any superstars on their team, although I think Kemba Walker is going to be an all-star this year. I just think they're steady. Like, you don't want to marry a 10. Some life advice out there. You don't want to go out there and marry a girl that's absolutely gorgeous. They're huge pains in the asses. You want to stay in that 7 to 8 range, okay? Also, it's important to stay within your league. But when you marry a 10, then you have to deal with every time you go to the bathroom. You know what's going to happen? Some guy's going to try to go over there and move in on that piece. Every single time. It's going to be impossible to control the 10. You can control the 7 or the 8, realistically. Getting back to the Hornets.
Yeah, because I don't know why you want to control the woman anyway, but that's all.
No, 10s you can't control. It's aimless. It's wildness.
But do you need to control the woman? You're
probably not the best wording of it all.
You're a controller, huh? That's the type of guy he is. We get back to the Charlotte Hornets, though.
Charlotte Hornets are steady. They cook you a warm meal every night. They're going to make sure your pillow's nice and fluffy.
Don't need to control them. As a coach, you don't have to control them.
10s, by the way, they're not going to stay at 10 forever. That's all going to fade. This is going to fade too. That hair, that's not staying the rest of your life. This thing, it ain't staying.
With these guns,
no, they're not.
It's going to stay.
You're going to be old as can be.
50.
The Hornets are a solid team. They're going to make the playoffs this year.
But when you talk about the best teams in the East.
No, there's 2 teams.
Are there 2?
Yeah, I think.
Who, the Raptors?
I think the Raptors are 2.
I mean, it's Cleveland. We know it's Cleveland, but to me, it's everybody else because Cleveland.
I disagree.
Cleveland has already demonstrated that the Raptors are not on their level. So is it Cleveland by themselves, the Raptors second tier, and then everybody else? Because Cleveland has already knocked off the Raptors.
That's fair.
Okay. But a team like Boston, Charlotte, Atlanta, they're not up there with the Raptors.
The Knicks, no, they're all kind of clumped together right now. I think Boston has that ability, maybe enter that second tier a little bit. Okay. I think if the Raptors got a number 1 seed, and they had home court advantage in the playoffs, I think that would be an interesting series. I think the Raptors could beat the Cavaliers if Kyrie Irving gets hurt, if LeBron gets hurt, if Kevin Love. But with that core, obviously the East is the Cavaliers, and they're going to end up winning the conference anyway. But I think the Raptors have that ability to flip a switch. And I'm not sure if I look across the Eastern Conference, it's sure as hell the Hornets don't have that switch.
Charlotte certainly wouldn't need the services of Kemba Walker. They do get some good contributions off the bench when Jeremy Lamb is balling out, that sort of thing. But I agree with you, certainly not one of the top teams in the